A one, a two, you know what to do. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now remember, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started with this review, let me send a special shout out to the GMHC crew, which is Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to us at the GMHC crew to get you an HIV home testing kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can call us at GMHC to schedule a same-day appointment, and you can come to our location to pick one up. And if you're also interested in getting set up for PrEP, which is HIV prevention, reach out to us at the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of KRSTV and would like to become one of my Black Diamonds, check out my Patreon. Check out my Patreon today, Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $3 a month, you will get all of my YouTube content as well as specific videos that will be specifically designed for my Black Diamonds that will not appear on YouTube. So check out my Patreon today. Also, check out my YouTube partner, BK WorldTube, which is the Black Netflix. You get shows like RuPaul's Drag Race and also Love and Hip Hop. So after this review, click that link in the description box as well as my comment section to check out BK WorldTube today. Now, this is my review of this phenomenal film, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Is actually based on a play that was written by August Wilson. You pretty much know August Wilson from his notable works as Fences and The Piano Man. I mean, this guy was truly a gem in telling the story of Black America. And fortunately, August Wilson passed away in 2005, and Denzel Washington has made it his mission to get all of the works of August Wilson brought to film. And Denzel Washington is the executive producer of this. And I must say, this film has Oscar buzz written all over it. I mean, this was a very, very great production, and the acting was truly amazing. Like, they really brought it. I mean, the actual play, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, takes place in 1927 Chicago at a recording session where Ma Rainey, who's the mother of the blues, is set to record her album. And Viola Davis as Ma Rainey was incredible. I mean, we know Viola Davis to really go deep when it comes down to her characters. I mean, she's, you know, is a Juilliard graduate, and she is like one of the masters at method acting. Like, she knows how to really pull out a performance that just blows you away. I mean, the movie Betsy, Ma Rainey was played by Monique, who did a phenomenal job as well. But Viola Davis' presentation of Ma Rainey literally had your mouth drop. Like, whoa. Because we've never seen Viola Davis in this light, and she played the living shit out of Ma Rainey to the point I was like, wow. So pretty much it takes place in 1927 Chicago. Ma Rainey is late for the session, like about an hour late. But the first people to arrive at the session, we actually have her manager, Irwin, who's played by Jamie Shamos, and the producer Mel Sturdivant, who's played by Jonathan Coiney. And we see that her band arrives, which consists of Cutler, who's kind of like the head of the band. He's played by Coleman Domingo. He did a phenomenal job in this. Also, the legendary actor Glenn Turman plays Toledo, and Michael Potts plays Slow Drag. So they arrive at the session. They're in the room, rehearsing until Ma finally shows up. And, Sturdivant is really an asshole. He's like adamant, like she should be on time and blah 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 blah, and like just real nasty about it. And then Irwin was like, look, I will work on her, don't worry about it, because Irwin is her manager. And Sturdivant is pissed off because Ma's late for the session. But later on, there's a method to why Ma does the things the way she does, and that gets revealed. Then, while the band members are getting together and everything, we see who strolls in later is Levy, played by the late, great Chadwick Boseman, who we just lost last year due to colon cancer at the age of 43. This was his last film role before he passed away. I am not going to lie to you. Chadwick Boseman was fucking brilliant as Levy. Levy was a very complicated character, and even though Chadwick was sick at the time, he literally pulled out a performance from his gut to the point that you were just blown away by the sheer talent that Chadwick Boseman possessed. And may he rest in peace. Wakanda forever. But him as Levy, wow. Because Levy was her trumpet player, but Levy had a lot with him. First of all, Levy wanted to be a star in his own right, because they even showed the scene where when Ma was performing on stage, he literally steps out in front of her to play the trumpet, and she kind of cues them to focus on me. Like, Ma didn't play. But we see that the character of Levy has this impeccable drive. He's very talented, but is very ignorant about the business. And the people who he should be considering as his allies, he uses every opportunity to degrade and ridicule them. Before he shows up, because he shows up late, he buys these these yellow wingtips, and Lily comes in like shucking and jiving and everything. He's in the mirror dancing with the shoes, brand new shoes, and they weren't cheap. They weren't cheap at all. But he's very confident because he knows how to write and arrange music, and he's been talking to the producer, Sturdivant. He's been giving him songs and even convinced Sturdivant that his version of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom should be used for the recording. So he is like literally up in the session, like really just condescending, rude, and don't give a damn, because in his mind he gonna make it, he gonna be a big star, and he don't need Ma Rainey, he don't need no damn body, he gonna make it. And in his mind, that's what he believes, because he thinks that this white producer is gonna finally give him what he wants. And within this time, we learn a lot about Levy, that Levy actually came from a well-to-do family, but he actually was traumatized at the age of 8, where he saw these white men not only break into their house, but they gang raped his mother while she was frying some chicken. And what ended up happening was that you know, he actually tried to go after, he pretty much fought the best he could, but after one of the guys slit his chest, that's when the rape had stopped, and they were able to find somebody to stitch him up. And then when his father was out of town at the time, and his father was a very successful businessman. But here it is, you know, it sticks with the times, like when a black, like kind of like what happened with Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when black people become successful in their own right, the white man does everything he can to tear them down. And because he wouldn't sell his land, the white man decided to attack his family, mainly violating his wife and also physically assaulting his son. So the father decides to sell his land and his business to the same white people that violated his family. But that was just a part of his ruse, because afterwards he went after them one by one, and he killed 4 of them, because there was, I think, a total of 9 of them that did the incident. He killed 4 of them before they finally got him, and they murdered him, and they lynched and burned him. And you have to realize that this is PTSD in 1927. So this guy, he's putting everything into being the successful artist because he is trying to escape that pain, and that pain has literally taken over his life. So we learned that about Levy, and that's why Levy is so disrespectful, why he's so arrogant, and why he is on a mission to be something great, because he wants to live his dream, and he wants to escape his past. And we just see that, yeah, it's deep. And then I also like the fact that they even touched on, you know, the Great Migration that happened in the 1920s, where a lot of, you know, sharecroppers and, you know, black folks of the South went to the North to look for better lives, but really they just kind of got the illusion of a better life, because a lot of them just got stuck into doing, you know, labor jobs like cooking and cleaning and, you know, barbershops, and then they had to live in, you know, squatters or ghettos. So it was kind of like the same situation with being a sharecropper, but it was just put with the glare of the city life. And pretty much this is exactly what's going on here. You know, you thinking you getting a great opportunity, but really it's pretty much illusioned. And we finally see that after a while, Ma Rainey finally shows up, and she shows up with Dusty May, who's her girlfriend, who's played by Taylor Page. She's mostly known for her role on the show Hit the Floor. And let's just say Dusty May got a hot box, and Levy and her are pretty much messing around or whatever. And they even showed a scene where the two of them was getting it on in the band room, and Toledo hears them. So it's like Levy is just all around disrespectful. Like, here it is, this woman's giving you an opportunity to play in her band, and you gonna go after her girl? Like, it's just crazy. So they finally show up. She has like somewhat of like a fender bender, and her and the police get into it, and she pretty much told them, like, if you're gonna tell the story, you better tell it right, because she was a no-nonsense woman, and she did not back down from anybody. But we see that her manager, Irvin, comes in, and he kind of disperses the situation. He pays the cop off, and he's just happy to finally get her there, because Sturdivant has been getting on his nerves, because he's like, who the hell does she think she is? An artist who has something that you want. That's who she is, Sturdivant. You better fucking fall back. And that was her attitude. Like, you want something from me, and I already know at the end of the day, y'all don't give a fuck about me. So I'm going to play it the way I want to play it. And the one thing that she did, and she said that, oh, that Levy arrangement, fuck that. We're doing it the original. And Levy ain't doing the introduction either. My nephew Sylvester is going to do the introduction. And Sylvester was actually played by Dusan Brown. He did a great job too. Sylvester is her nephew, but Sylvester has a speech impediment problem. So they had to do take after take after take. But pretty much mom was like, nah, we're gonna work with him until he get it right. Because even Cutler was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. She's like, we're gonna make it work. And then like she also, flips out when here it is, she's in this hot recording studio and they didn't have her Coca-Cola. Oh, she was like, oh hell nah. Y'all motherfuckers always complaining about money and shit, but y'all couldn't even buy me a Coca-Cola? What kind of shit is this? So she sends her bandmates to go get a Coca-Cola. And within this time, even though both Ma Rainey and Levy are very ambitious and very talented individuals, Ma Rainey has something that Levy doesn't. She has knowledge of the business and how they play. See, Levy out on this thing is thinking that this white man is going to do right by him and give him his dreams and aspirations because he's talented. But Ma Rainey knows how the business is played because she has this conversation with Cutler where she admits, these motherfuckers don't give a damn about me. All they want is my voice. And after they get what they want, they roll over and put their pants on like I was just some slut that they just screwed. That's how they think of me. So yeah, I make them work for every damn thing that I have to give. I will fucking flip out. Yeah, I would do that because at the end of the day, they can't do shit without my voice. That's the only reason why they're here. So I'm going to use the power that I got. Because even like with Sturtevant's like, we'll be starting in 5 minutes. She says, we start when Ma says we start. And that's how it's going on around here. Like, Ma did not play with Sturtevant. She gave Sturtevant the blues. She gave Irvin the blues. They were literally pretty much catering to her every whim because they wanted to get her voice on wax. Blues was the genre which we created and which she was one of the pioneers of. It was her that mentored Bessie Smith, who we now know as the Empress of the Blues. So Ma Rainey was a big deal. She knew her self-worth, and that's where Levy lacked. He didn't know his self-worth. He was a very fragile person, and that's why he had the arrogance and the flair to hide behind because he was so broken and insecure. So she finally gets her Coca-Cola. She's guggling it down like it's nobody's business. And she's like, I'm running this. You want my voice? You gonna do it my way. I'm not gonna toe the line with y'all asses because without me, you have no record. If I don't sign a release, you can't get it out there and make your money. And she knows that they're gonna make 10 times more money than she's gonna make off of it. She knows it. But she's like, if I'm going to play your game, I'm going to play it my way. Which I say Ma Rainey was a genius at. So we see that Sylvester, her nephew, has all these different takes, but eventually he gets it right. They lay down the tracks or whatever. And here you go. Levy decides to ad-lib, during the recording. And Ma Rainey checked him on it. And Levy, thinking that this white man is going to cater to him and give him what he wants. Because in the back of his mind, he's like, shoot, I'm about to get my own band. I'm about to get my own arrangements. And I'm going to be a big star in my own right. And I won't need Rainey or the rest of these Negroes. I'm going to be all right. And that's the same line that he said that he gave to Destiny May, which is why he was able to tap that ass in the band room. So he starts flapping off the mouth at Ma, and Mom was like, you know what, Negro? You fired. Fired him right on the spot. But he's like, I don't care. I don't need this shit. And then there was like this scene where he's trying to get into this room, and he finally breaks in the door. He finally breaks the door in, only to see that it's nothing but a brick room, and the only outing is at the top of the ceiling. So literally, it's kind of like the plight of the black man. He breaks down one door just to get nowhere. And we literally saw that happen to Levy, because now he's been fired, Ma has finally finished her recording, and she at one point she was not going to sign the release forms, but then Irvin pleaded with her, and she finally signs it, and she lets him know that you let Sturtevant know if he pulls this shit again, I can record my records somewhere else. So she leaves, her, Dusty May, and her nephew. They drive off, and then while back at the studio in the band room, we see that Levy literally has a mental breakdown because remember he bought those shiny yellow wingtip shoes. Toledo stepped on them by mistake, and he completely flips the fuck out. And the reason is that for what the shoes represent. His shoes represented that glamorous life that he was going to have. But now that Toledo stepped on those shoes, he now realizes he's still in the same position as they are. And his whole delusion, his whole drive and passion completely disintegrates, and he ends up stabbing Toledo to death. And it just goes to show like how many black people were broken who had great talent, who had great abilities, but yet were just exploited and used. Because what ended up happening was that after he got fired, he went to Sturtevant to say, what about those songs I gave you? Are we going to record them and all that? And he just says that, look, he pretty much gives him that song and dance. Well, we really don't have no use for them right now. And besides, they won't sell like Ma's records and literally just gave him that song and dance and just told him, hey, look, I thank you for the songs. I pay you $5 each for them, which in 1927 was like about $75, which was really low pay, if you really want to know, for the work that man did. And it's like after one, he gets fired, but then realizes that white man just used him for his music, and the promises that he was going to be able to record and get his own band together literally got pulled right from under him. So literally once Toledo stepped on his shoe, that was the stroke that broke the camel's back, and he lost it completely. And the rest of the band members are in complete shock that he just stabbed up Toledo just for stepping on his shoe. Don't we kind of see some of that same shit right now in Black America, where you got black on black crime, and a lot of times it's over something mediocre, like because you stepped on my shoe or because you bumped me? I mean, August Wilson is a genius because he really shows the plight of black people. Because even though Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, like even though Ma Rainey was an actual person, it really mostly tells about the times and the conditions that black people had to face, within the 1920s, and how this escalated decade upon decade. But I would say that, yes, that was mind-boggling. And then the shit ends, and I admit it really pissed me off, because we see Sturtevant with his racist, pig-faced ass literally playing Levy's production with an all-white band. Exploitation in the music industry. This shit still happens now. Whereas talented people a lot of times don't get the credit for their own work. But somebody else takes it in, and they're going to make a killing off of Levy's arrangement, and Levy won't make anything. If anything, Levy will probably be in jail, or he's probably going to be executed, or he'll probably end up being in a mental institution, where he could have been a star if he would have been given his right opportunity. But because he was ignorant to the business and how the business, exploits their artists, he got the wool pulled over his head. And here it is, they literally are playing his production, and he won't get none of the benefits for it. Sound familiar? But that's what I have, y'all. Get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this. I thought that this was a really great production of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. The play was amazing in its own right, but to finally bring this onto Netflix, They really did a great job. So if I missed anything, get down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this production. And until next time, everybody, take care.